I grew up in a quite diverse area of northern New Jersey in a town called Passaic, New Jersey, which is about 20 miles outside of New York City in the growing metropolis of that area, very close to Newark and Kearney and Patterson in that area, and it was a great experience from a soccer standpoint. One of the influences on my life growing up in a Polish immigrant family was my father and my grandfather always used to tell stories around the kitchen table about what it was like living in a country that was under siege from an enemy, and that left a pretty profound impact on my approach to life and just trying to live every day to its fullest. I also grew up in a soccer family. Both my father and my grandfather played in their early years. My father actually founded a Polish social club in Garfield, New Jersey, which still stands to this day, and I played in that social club and got my soccer education there. My first job in high school was working summers inside of a giant refrigerator sorting bad tomatoes from good tomatoes for a grocery store in northern Jersey, and that was not a fun job, but it taught me a lesson that you got to do anything you can to make a few pennies and get by. So I'll never forget that job, because sorting out rotten tomatoes was not a good way to spend the summer for a North Jersey kid. So in 1989, I retired from professional soccer, and soccer was kind of dead in the United States, and you couldn't make a living, and there were a few leagues, but they were not a lot of money. So I was 29 years old and figured my playing days were over. So I cut my hair, bought some suits, and got a real job, so to speak, and worked in the banking industry for a few years when the 1994 World Cup came to the United States. And through those relationships, I got involved in the World Cup through MasterCard, who was a big issuer at the time, and got involved and met a lot of owners and people who were interested in launching a professional soccer league. So what I learned throughout this whole process and career of mine is the value of relationships. Relationships, I think, throughout my entire career have been key, because I never would have had a playing career, I never would have had the business career that I've had without strong relationships. I could go back to my very first coach that I ever had, and I still have a relationship with him and a network there that I could rely on. And it was all those relationships along the way that got me from one place to the next, and ultimately in a position where I'm able to live my dream and work in a business that doesn't feel like work. Everyone measures success differently, and for me, I measure success really simply. If I get up in the morning and I'm happy and I'm surrounded by my family, and I go to work each day and it doesn't feel like work, that's success for me. And this project has been really fantastic, because we not only built a great business, but we also are giving back to a community, which is very vital for a sports team. Last year, we launched a foundation, the Philadelphia Union Foundation, and that foundation gives back in three ways. We invest in educational programs for kids, we invest in the arts and health and fitness, and we also invest in infrastructure, building fields, building programming. Last year around the All-Star Game, which we hosted here, we built a beautiful field in Chester here and a playground. The advice I could give to young people growing up today is real simple. Work hard, play hard, have fun, and put a great value on personal relationships. That will get you far in life.